All right, Shalom. This is Brother Allah coming again with another lesson through the Spirit. Giving all praises to Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi by Hashem Barak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect brethren, teaching and pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. All right, so just wanted to do a video, going into how, basically Esau, he's the devil, right? And he and there's many things that he's done to prove or to show that he's the devil, okay? Which the devil means deceiver, coming from the Greek word diabolos, means a slanderer, all right? A culminator, culminator, just going into how someone who bears a false witness and makes false statements, all right? And just gonna get into a couple of scriptures going into that, and Lord willing, pull out some different articles and images, to edify. All right, so this is a scripture that we all know. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So now the question is, who is the wicked? The wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right? Which they call themselves white, but they're not. They're actually red. All right? The word Edom comes from the Hebrew word adawam. And you know what? To be, we're going to go to Malachi, the first chapter. We're going to see, this is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right, and there you go, the border of wickedness, right? So wherever they are, that's where wickedness is abounding, right? They are the wicked, okay? So, right, and they're the vessels. They are the the vessels in whom the Lord will have His indignation, which is His righteous anger to rest upon. All right. So let's get that word Edom, because I said it means red. Here in the Hebrew is adawam. Or Adawam, meaning red, right? It says Edom, Edomite, Idumean, descendants of Esau, right? And if you take a look at you take a look at a picture of a so-called white person, or Caucasians as people call them, people like to call them. Let me see here. Let's try to find a good picture here. Let me see here. Bill. So yeah, man, if you take a look, he's red. Right? It's a picture of Bill Clinton. Right? An Edomite. He's red. Edomites are red. They're not white. Right? You see his hair is white, but his skin is red. So that's what I mean by Edomites. Right? Biblical Edomites The Hebrew red Edomite. All right, so they are the wicked. Right? And here, let's go back to it. I'm going to go back to Job. I'm going to read that again. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Right? It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, Esau, Edom. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right? And the judges are the Israelites. Right? Because we are supposed to be set up to be the judges upon the earth. Okay? So one of the main judges that they covered up, his image, was the Lord. Okay? The Lord Yahawashi, which is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right? The Messiah. But his true name is Yahawashi in the ancient Hebrew. Okay? And here I have an image of what he would have, what he looked like. Okay, not saying that this is the image of his exact appearance, but these are the features that he had, right, according to the scriptures. Right, as you can see there, it says Revelations chapter 1, right, 13 through 15, and Daniel's chapter 10, 5 through 6, describing him as a so-called black man. All right, so you know, they covered up the face of the judges, which were the Israelites, right? And the main one was the Messiah, Yahawashi. All right, because you know their whole ordeal, they've been set up, all right, to do this wickedness. As you notice, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? So it, you know, the Lord gave them the power, right? The Lord gives, he sets up these different rulers, okay? And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and grab this too, letting you know that the Lord has these Edomites set up to do what they're doing. So like I might have to go inside real, you know, before it rains. But this is Psalm 75 and 6, right? It says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor the west, nor the south, but the Most High is the judge, right? He's the ultimate judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another, right? So the Lord set up Esau to do this, right? To deceive, you know, the world into thinking that, let me see here. To deceive the world into thinking that, I'm going to pull up the image, that this image of the so-called Jesus Christ, all right, is the Lord, which is not. They set up this image and they gave it to our people, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, and the other scattered Israelites who are amongst the nations that look like the nations, right? They set up this image and said that this was the Messiah, right? But according to the scriptures, this was not his depiction. Okay? So they've been set up to lie. All right? And here I have have this website here going into, you know, the different icons that were in Europe before they set up this image, which that image originally comes from Caesar Borgia, whom Pope Alexander set up. You know, he modeled this image after his son, right? And you know, they use this image in slavery to try to say that the Lord looks like them, right? And the heathen, you know, chiefly starting with Esau, they always tried to do this, right? And we're going to, you know, Lord wanted them to get into that in the book of Maccabees, right? But here, just wanted you to see this right here. These different images down here on on the bottom of the screen. And you can check out this website. It says how Black Russia and the Balkans became Christian. The original Russians, which, the original Russians and the people of Europe were the Japhites. All right, which were, a people of color, right? Or dark-skinned people. They were brown. But here you can see that these different images were all images of so-called black people, right? These are Russian icons, and there's a book called Russian Icons. That also have a bunch of these icons in them, right? Black. They even have a depiction of right over Slovakia. Yeah, this depiction right here on the left. I'm gonna zoom in so we can read it. It says the prophet Nahum, the holy prophet Nahum, whose name means the Most High consoles, was from Galilee. He lived during the 7th century BC, and the prophet Nahum prophesied the ruin of the Assyrian city of Nineveh because of its iniquity and destruction of the Israelite kingdom and blasphemy of King Sennacherib against the Most High, or against God, as it says, right? So these were the original images that were set up in Europe, because originally, Jake had a rule in Europe, before they came back into power. We had them under our feet, right? But then when the Renaissance era came, Renaissance means rebirth. They changed these different images, right? So Salakia. All right, so I made the statement earlier that the heathen has always tried to put their face on our images, on our book, right? Because the Bible is ours. Okay, this is our history book, right? It was written for us, right? So we'll go ahead and get this. This is First Maccabees, I believe it's in chapter 3. I'm gonna have to find it. Yep, this is First Maccabees chapter 3 and 48. I'm gonna start at 47. And they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law, right? The scriptures. It says, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images, right? So this is during the Greek captivity, which Esau was calling themselves the Greeks. Okay, and they sought to paint their images even back then. So how much more now in modern times, right? Right, there's nothing new under the sun, just as it says in Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, verse 9. Right? So this is part of their big deception, right? Deceiving the world on causing us to think that the Lord looks like them, but he doesn't. Right? So hey, with that, let's get the description, and then let's end it off there, man. The description and the true depiction of the Lord. All right. Salaki, I'm gonna have to move. I'm out here in the woods. To move on back to the crib. So this is Revelations chapter 1. We're gonna start at verse 13. Revelations 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot. We know the Son of Man is another a title for the Messiah. One like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs, all right, going into the hair on top of his head, and the hairs on his face, his beard, were white like wool. All right, as white as snow. Right, so white, as in the color of his hair, and then wool, the texture. Now, so-called Negroes, right, have that woolly hair, right? It says in his eyes were as a flame of fire, right? Because you know the Lord's coming back with fierce anger, right? And also, you know, contrary to popular belief, he drunk wine, okay? Which, you know, turns the whites of your eyes red. Okay, and Salakia, I just had to come back inside here. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass. Now, brass already is a dark, it's a derivative of brown, right? It's already a kind of it's a brown color. And then it says, as if burnt in a furnace, right? You take anything and you put it in a furnace, it becomes what? It becomes brown. It becomes darker, right? Or black, right? So the Lord was a dark brown skinned man, right? And his voice as the sound of many waters, right? He had a loud and authoritative voice, man. So this is the true depiction of the Lord. And I get the image again. Well, this is the true depiction of the Lord, not this soft, looking. You got long hair, right? Which is not in our culture to have long hair. It's a shame for men to have long hair, right? So not this soft, weak, image that Esau has set up, but this image right here. And once again, I'm not saying this is exactly how he looks, but these are the features. Okay, this is what he would have looked like. These are the features that he has. Right? The woolly white hair with the beard, okay? The girdle, right? Garment down to the foot, right? That long flowing priestly garment, right? So with that, just want to give all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect brethren teaching and pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.